guys, what's up? My name is Daisy B. I hope you are having a wonderful and safe day wherever you are in the world. Welcome to my channel where we talk about and debunk all the BS that boss babes and MLMers love to spew all over their almost always public social media pages for the world to see. This video is probably going to get a little bit heated for good reason. Obviously, if you've seen the title, when someone that you thought was a friend tries to scam you, it's not going to end very well. This video is about my experience with a MLMer who tried to recruit me into their business. I will probably be using a lot of air quotes during this video purely because I'm being sort of ironic or sarcastic, because a lot of the things that these people say, like that they're their own boss, that they're a business owner, that they have time freedom, that they can work from anywhere, and just basically how that is all bullshit and a complete fabrication. However, I'm not really going to go into too much detail. That's for a whole different video. Obviously, for videos like this, I'm going to put a disclaimer in. Do not send any hate to any individuals, any companies that I showcase in my videos. I do not condone bullying of any kind, regardless of how shitty their behavior is. It's not okay. If I see anybody in the comments saying names, I don't care if it's their actual name or not, the comment will be deleted. These videos are purely to review and criticize the behaviors and tactics that they use. It is not about them as a person. I don't care how horrible their behavior is. I don't care. Again, this is just about their behavior and the tactics that they're using. It is not about them as a person. So please do not send any hate to any individuals or companies that I showcase in my videos. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into this shit show. Something I think we can all agree on is how fucking annoying call scammers are, or scams where you get text messages with a link or an email with a link. Don't ever click links to things you do not know. Ever since 2020, these scammers have seriously upped their game. But this video is not about call scammers. No. This is about my experience with a outbound distributor and how she tried to recruit me onto her team. So if you don't know what an MLM is, an MLM stands for multi-level marketing. Basically, the Google definition is the practice of selling goods or services on behalf of the company in a system whereby participants receive commission on their sales as well as the sales of any participants they recruit. However, it goes a lot deeper than that. For virtually all MLMs, anybody wanting to join the company has to pay a fee, and a lot of the times they will also have to purchase a starter kit that has some products in it as well. I would be pretty confident in saying that in most, if not all MLMs, the predominant focus of the business is recruitment. Now, if it's starting to sound a little bit familiar, you are not going crazy. It does sound very familiar. And what that structure sounds eerily familiar to is a pyramid scheme. And yes, pyramid schemes are illegal. We all know this. However, that's for a whole different video. The biggest way that multi-level marketing companies have been able to kind of fly under the radar quite well, in my opinion, is to basically have a product or many products to choose from. And because the focus is generally on recruiting, this is the reason I believe that, in my opinion, MLMs are just pyramid schemes in disguise. And yes, before you're like, but they're selling products. According to the ACCC, pyramid schemes make money by recruiting people rather than selling actual products or services, even if the scheme includes the selling of a product. These schemes work by asking participants to make a payment known as a participant payment in order to join. So already it sounds very sketchy. Imagine having to pay your employer to be employed. That sounds a little insane to me. It's sort of like contradictory. Like, yes, sometimes you might have to buy maybe black pants and a black top with some non-slip shoes. Sure, that might cost you anywhere between $50 and maybe $150 to $200, which isn't that bad because you absolutely 100% can claim that back on tax. I'm pretty certain you can anyway. Generally, what these consultants will do in order to recruit people is to make extremely overstated income claims, health claims. Also that you get like free cars, which is not exactly true. They make promises also of time freedom, you know, work from anywhere, work from the poolside, work on holiday. First of all, who the fuck would want to work while they're on holiday? I don't understand it. It's a weird fucking flex. But again, that's for another video. One of the worst things that some consultants have allegedly done as well to lure people in to join their teams is to use your insecurities, your poor mental and physical state to manipulate you into joining them. They will literally target anyone and everyone. Even terminally ill people are not off the table for these people. And in my opinion, that is some of the most predatory behavior that I've ever seen. Obviously not the worst, it's definitely up there. So now we have the absolute basics of what an MLM is and how these consultants run their business and get recruits and things. I want to tell you my story. We all had an absolutely shit year last year. We had all been in lockdown for what seemed like absolutely forever at this point. I was doing a DBT for about 6 months and seeing my therapist through that DBT program. She told me that I really needed to make an effort to make new friends and new connections, which I really struggle with a lot. I'll either trust somebody way too much and be oversharing, or I will be the opposite. I will not trust someone at all, and I'll just be very like reserved and held back, which isn't good either. So I was definitely a great candidate for an MLMer. In December, I decided to reach out to somebody that I had met at an event. They were really nice, friendly, bubbly, and just seemed like a really super genuine person. I was really nervous to like reach out to someone because it's really nerve-wracking for me personally, like to try and start a new friendship. I'm very shy at the beginning, but I did it anyway. The conversation obviously started off like normal, like, hey, how you been? You know, how's lockdown been for you? Have you been okay? Blah, 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 etc., etc. You know, like normal things that you talk about in a conversation. I think one of my first mistakes that I made in this conversation was the fact that I was in therapy and that I was kind of struggling a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely someone who thinks that we need to break down the stigma of like mental illness and when we're feeling down, and it's okay to like want to reach out to people. Like I'm all for that. However, when you're in a situation like this, when you're interacting with somebody in an MLM, you're barely considered a human, in my opinion, because all they see you as is a $sign. Everything that they think about revolves around the business. That is why, in my opinion, these MLMs are cults, because they completely change how a person would normally act, how they would actually perceive the world, and these people do not see you how they would normally see you. You are a $sign, and that's it. Your mental illness or whatever you're struggling with is something they will keep in mind for later on, so they can use it against you in hopes that they can manipulate you. Even if they're not actually aware that they're trying to manipulate you, they are still manipulating you into trying to join their team. I had absolutely no idea what kind of business Arbonne was, or that this girl was actually in Arbonne. So I reached out, started a conversation to try and actually like start a friendship, and I thought that it was going well. I was wrong. So around December, we organized to catch up. Now, one thing that I will say is that a few times she did sort of say things like, you've been in my thoughts, I've been thinking of you today. Now, generally I'd be like, that's a little weird, but you know, I'm trying to remember what my therapist said. Not everybody is here to like scam you or screw you over. So there's no harm in trying to establish a new connection. So I definitely had that in mind. I think a little bit too much in this particular situation, but I didn't know what Arbonne really was, and it is what it is, unfortunately. A couple weeks go by and she replies to one of my stories, and she obviously replied with the very typical response, hey girl, let's chat. And this is where she started talking about this 30 days to healthy living. I don't want to get into it here because it's a whole nother thing. I was a bit shitty in the replying at this stage, I'll admit. I was terrible. I was in the process of finding a new house and moving, so I really just couldn't be bothered to deal with anyone. She did at one stage send me a Zoom call, and I kind of regret not seeing it because like I would have loved to have seen what we were going to say, and I really would have. Another thing to mention as well is that she started hearting a lot of my messages as well. Not every single one, but it's a very important thing to look out for when you are interacting with these people, because what they will do is they will love bomb you. They will, you know, start liking and commenting on your things to start a rapport and a relationship with you, so it doesn't really seem so creepy or weird when they do slip into your DMs. And in my opinion, that is some of the creepiest, most disingenuous thing that a friend could possibly do to someone. Like, don't do that. If it's not genuine, if you're not purely there to start an actual connection and friendship with someone, don't even bother. Just keep scrolling. So the day comes and we catch up, and, you know, again, it starts off like normal, you know, hi, how are you? How's life been? How's lockdown been? How have you been feeling? And things like that. And she brings up the 30 days to healthy living. Now, before, I didn't really see it as a sales pitch. It just sort of more seemed like something she was really, really interested in and passionate about, and she just kind of wanted to share it. But when it did come to us meeting up and then her starting to talk about it, I was like, oh, right, okay, I understand what's actually going on now. I'm starting to put the pieces of the puzzle together and really start to actually see, oh, I think I kind of know what this is, but we'll wait and see. I'm gonna play the waiting game and we'll see where this goes. So it sounded a lot more sales pitchy this time, and it really left a sour taste in my mouth, and I didn't like it. So I started to pull back at this point. I didn't really want to put much more effort into this friendship because I can't really remember if it was before we met up or after we had met up where I really fell down the rabbit hole that is anti-MLM, because that is really honestly when my eyes and I guess the veil started lifting on what these consultants will do to actually get you onto their team. So quite a few months go by. She has messaged me throughout from the first lunch date we had until the last conversation that we had. We hadn't seen each other or like caught up or anything in person since that first time. But she had been messaging me. But because I had started learning a lot more about Arbonne, I really completely pulled back, and I was like, oh no, okay, I know exactly what this is. We're not going to be doing this. So let's talk about the very last interaction I had with this person, shall we? This is where her true intentions and colors come shining through. It's bad. Let's move this over because I am going to include screenshots. However, I'm obviously going to blur out her display picture, and I'm also going to blur out her name as well. Again, this is not about this person as an individual. This is about their behavior and how they see us as just dollar signs, you know, when they're in the MLM. It's got nothing to do with them as a person and all to do with their actual behavior and reaction to people rejecting them. So she messaged me on the 29th of June. Okay, and it's really important to also preface that this is only 3 days after Sydney went into a full hard lockdown. Now, she said, haha, love your TP meme. How are you going in lockdown, my love? I think I made a status of basically calling out people who were like bulk buying toilet paper, and like made a joke and said, instead of bulk buying toilet paper, if you could all just bulk buy some condoms so you didn't breed any more of your stupid, that'd be great. Like, it was something along those lines. It was funny as fuck. My reply was, those people need a bunch in the face. I meant to say punch, but it spell checked it to bunch. So I won't have to like, you know, crop out that word. So that's good. Thanks autocorrect for once. Those people need a punch in the face. Yeah, good. Just be relaxing as I always do. What about you? So her reply was, Yeah, I'm really good. Thank you for asking. I'm just following up on a few conversations with people about the business, and I know you mentioned you were interested. Is that still how you feel? And this was my reply. Granted, yes, it was a little bit catty, bitchy. I don't really care. Because at this point, I knew exactly where this conversation was going. I knew exactly what her true intentions have been this entire time. I think the response that I gave her was pretty fair, to be quite honest with you. And I'm not gonna apologize for it because, in my opinion, I was in the right. This was my reply. This sounds so petty, but oh, I love a petty moment. I don't remember saying I was interested in the business. I actually put in quotation marks, business. I did some research on the company and it turns out it's a pyramid scheme which are illegal. And before you come with your rebuttals, the only reason it hasn't been shut down is because there are products to sell. The fact that you're reaching out to me now while Sydney has just gone into lockdown is seriously sick. 99% of people in MLMs not only don't make money, but they go into deeper and deeper debt. It's not your business. It's a scam. You are the customer. I came to you last year because my therapist told me to reach out and to make an effort to make new, real friends, and you just saw me as a paycheck, not a friend. That hurt me so much. I came to you as a friend, wanting a friendship, not a boss. This is where it gets quite spicy. You work for a cult. They will tell you to now block me because I'm not going to make them money. You're smarter than that. You are worth the time and effort you put in, and they aren't paying you to promote their products, post stories and posts. If you have to pay to be employed, it's not work. That's a cult. Seriously, wake the fuck up before it not only ruins you financially, but your dearest relationships too. Good luck with the cult. I know that seems really, really mean and kind of like cutthroat, but like I said, okay, this person, the only reason that they were actually showing any interest of any kind was because they were leading up to this pitch. They were leading up to recruit me into their team, not to start an actual friendship with me. They saw me as a dollar sign. They saw me as a way for them to be able to rank up and make more money off of my efforts. And of course, the typical Hun response. This is how she responded to me rejecting her opportunity. Hey Sarah, I'm really sorry you feel that way, as it was not my intention. A simple no thank you would have sufficed, as I was only following up with you on that one time. I have been talking with you and I do genuinely care about you and what you're up to. Now this is where her true intentions and colors shine so bright, brighter than 1,000 fucking suns. Literally was just moving your name from my funnel list of people I had spoken to. I promise you that is all. I don't want you to see me as that, but I can't help how you feel toward the industry, and I will not try to change your mind. Again, I am sorry that I offended you. That was not my intention. I do genuinely care about the people I message. I truly believe I have something to offer people, to help people, and I will continue to keep on sharing as it is something I believe in. I will not message you about it anymore, but if you ever want to talk to me again, feel free. I will be an open conversation with no mention of Arbonne at all. I do like you as a friend, Sarah, so I do hope we can compromise and move past this together. But if not, that's okay too. I understand. And this was basically my response to her. I know this whole thing seems petty, but it is important to understand just what these people actually do and what their actual intentions are, because 9 times out of 10, it has nothing to do with the fact that they care about you as a person or anything like that. It's because you're a dollar sign to them. You're a ticket to them to rank up, to increase their pay. It's really not okay. Wow, they really have brainwashed you into thinking this is a real business. Just please watch some YouTube videos in the anti-MLM space. People have lost everything. And when I say everything, I mean friends, family, husbands, even their homes. It's not because they didn't work hard enough. The system is made for 99% of you to fail. Your upline doesn't care about you. They may seem like they do, love bombing you with toxic positivity, but they don't. All MLMs are like this, not just Arbonne. All of them. Just please watch some YouTube videos because they literally have the facts directly from the company's websites themselves. I wish you the best. And of course, because this person is, in my opinion, completely brainwashed. Like I said before, I believe in this, and I believe in myself too. That's what 99.9% of people in the business will say. They believed in themselves. Still didn't make it though. I respect you and your choices not to be part of this, as it really isn't for everyone. It's not for over 99% of the people in the business either. But you don't want to talk about that. I wish you the best for your future, my love. Truly I do. Heart emoji. Oh. Just the fact that her first response after me basically telling her what my opinions are, that in my opinion, it is a pyramid scheme. It's a cult, in my opinion. And she is just completely like, oh no, over her head, nonstop. That's exactly how these people will react. They will completely ignore every single person's opinion, even if they are facts from a legitimate website, even their own websites themselves, because their upline, in my opinion, has completely brainwashed them and manipulated them into thinking that all it takes is dedication, hard work, and consistency. No, it takes getting in extremely early into the business and building a team underneath you of thousands in order for you to really succeed, in my opinion. I mean, literally where she says, literally was just moving your name from my funnel of people I had spoken to. If that's not being blatantly obvious and truthful about what your intentions are, I don't know what the fuck is. Because that single part right there proved everything to me, that she was lying to me the entire time. She was completely disingenuous. She did not see me as a human being or as a friend. All she saw in me was dollar signs. And that is exactly what these people see over our heads. They only see dollar signs. They see a title. I think it's really important for people to tell their stories of things like this, because it just proves exactly what their intentions are. And it's a very telltale sign that, in my opinion anyway, that you're in a pyramid scheme and you're in a fucking cult. Call your fucking dad. Sorry, but you're in a cult. That may be my opinion, but is it a fact as well? Maybe. I don't know. It's just my opinion. That got a lot more heated than I thought it kind of would, but do you blame me? When someone hurts you, when you're in an extremely vulnerable mindset, it's going to hurt you and it's going to make you question everything. It's certainly made me not want to reach out for new friendship. I'm happy with the friends that I have. I don't want a friendship if it's conditional and if only I am there to make you money and rank up. Like, you can go fuck yourself. I ain't gonna be your friend. So my final thoughts are, in my opinion, MLMs fundamentally change the people who are recruited into them. And it's just really sad to see so many amazing people fall for this facade that they're going to be so successful, they're going to earn six figures. MLMs are literally a house of cards. If anyone in the bottom falls, everyone falls. It is a massive ripple effect, in my opinion. Distributors practicing extremely unethical business practices. I hope you took something away from this video and maybe are a little bit more aware to ask questions. What is this person's motive? If somebody is offering them an opportunity, make sure you do your research, okay? There is a reason why there is an anti-MLM community, because there needs to be. Because too many people have been victims of these MLMs and it has ruined them. It's ruined friendships, relationships, marriages. People have become homeless. It's not a joke. If 99.6% of people in pretty much all MLMs is making little to no money, I don't know what other red flags you need. If I'm not making money, I'm not doing it. And neither should you. You are worth your time. You are worth the energy you put in. Don't let them trick you into thinking that trading your time for money is a scam. It's not. It's called compensation. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, click that bell notification so you don't miss another video that I upload. I definitely want to be doing a series of MLM horror stories and MLM top fails. If you do have a story of your own, whether you have been approached by a consultant of an MLM or you were actually part of an MLM, feel free to share your story in the comments, or if you don't feel comfortable sharing it in the comments, please send it to my email. I will put that in the description down below. You will be kept anonymous. If you want to change names in your stories, that's absolutely fine. I know that there are loads of these types of videos already on this platform, but I don't care, okay? I don't think anyone in the anti-MLM community cares that there are multiple creators creating this kind of content. We're not gatekeepers. That's not what this platform is about. It is about inclusivity and not excluding anybody from any community that they want to be a part of. There is a reason why an anti-MLM community exists. It's important because people's stories need to be told, and it's quite alarming how many people are actually too scared to tell their stories. But it's okay if you feel scared. Your feelings are valid. Your story, your experiences are valid. You are worthy. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my next one. Bye guys.